he's been inactive for quite a long time. Like, we were talking about fighting him with Conor Benn maybe 6 months ago or a year, and every month or 3 months or 6 months that passes, you do become a lot older.
You know, it has to be financial. I mean, any fighter that comes back, especially from retirement, a guy like Manny Pacquiao, it definitely has to do with money.
When Manny Pacquiao announces his comeback to the ring at age 46 to take on rising talent, Mario Barrios, boxing luminaries everywhere, are giddy with anticipation and shock. Years after his final professional fight, the 8-division world champion, who is renowned for his lightning-fast pace and unrelenting fighting style, is returning to the limelight, demonstrating once more that age is nothing more than a number for the Filipino legend. Boxing legends are responding to the news in droves, with some praising Pacquiao's unparalleled commitment and others raising concerns about the dangers of facing a younger, more dangerous opponent like Barrios.
Manny Pacquiao, you clickbait in the name, he's 44 years old. Is it genuinely a chance of Manny Pacquiao versus Conor Benn? Have you spoken to anyone from Manny's team?
I mean, you know, maybe I'm clickbaiting, maybe watch this space.
And if the WBC clear Conor, do you still have to go to the British Boxing Board, or would they have to just be governed by whatever the WBC say?
No, I mean, ultimately it depends on the ruling on the test.
Lawrence Okoli apparently has given up his UK residency, and I'm assuming it's for tax benefits in the UAE. Would you recommend that to any of the young fighters coming up? Is that a good idea?
I mean, it's a very cloudy situation.
Looking down the card, which fight do you think we're more likely to potentially see an upset? Because the bookies have got the home fighters quite a big favourites.
I promise you, someone from the away corner will win tomorrow night.
Is there any chance that the Irish government may help you out with the funding for that venue, do you think, or is that completely out?
Pacquiao is set to make a stunning return to professional boxing at age 46, nearly 4 years after his last fight. The legendary 8-division world champion will challenge current WBC welterweight title holder Mario Barrios, with the bout expected to take place on July 19th, 2025 at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. While the official announcement is pending, the conclusion of Pacquiao's Senate campaign in the Philippines on May 12. Reports indicate that Premier Boxing Champions and TGB Promotions have already reserved the venue. Pacquiao's comeback has sparked a range of reactions within the boxing community. Many admire his relentless passion and historic legacy, while others voice concerns about the physical risks of returning to the ring at his age. However, under WBC regulations, former champions are permitted to vie for titles after retirement, a precedent set by legends like Sugar Ray Leonard. WBC President Mauricio Sulaiman has confirmed Pacquiao's eligibility for the title fight, paving the way for what could be one of the most talked about comebacks in boxing history.
Which contemporary fighter do you most enjoy watching right now?
Out of the big time fighters now?
Yeah.
Pacquiao looks sensational his last fight. Oh, sensational. No fighter, and you as my witness, as any expert, no fighter looks more sensational than Pacquiao looked the other night. No fighter, name a fighter looked more sensational than Manny Pacquiao did the night he fought.
Let me sneeze and say Floyd Mayweather. How do I sneeze and say Floyd Mayweather?
All right, hey, listen. Then that shows that you're a neophyte in boxing. You know nothing about boxing.
Well, excuse me?
Because no.
What? I didn't hear you, Mike. What'd you say?
That you don't know much about boxing.
You're a little uncomfortable up here.
No one said who was better. I said there's nobody in boxing that fighting that looks sensational.
Sensational.
The way that Pacquiao did again.
The prominent pundit and podcaster Joe Rogan expressed concern over Pacquiao's comeback. According to him, this is dangerous. Rogan underlined the physical demands of boxing, highlighted the possible health dangers for Pacquiao at this point in his life and career, and questioned whether it would be wise to return to the ring after a lengthy break, such as
Manny Pacquiao in the middle of his prime said, "I am going to fight MMA." That would be insane. And he'd probably get his face kicked off. He'd probably get strangled, probably get taken down, strangled, and he would be helpless. It's a different skill set. There's so much more to MMA. To me, it's more.
Former world champion Amir Khan, a longtime associate of Manny Pacquiao, has shared mixed feelings about Pacquiao's potential return to boxing. While recognizing the commercial appeal and excitement such a fight could generate, Khan has raised concerns about the motivations behind the comeback. He hinted that financial incentives would heavily influence his own decision to return, particularly if support came from influential figures like Saudi boxing chief Turki Al-Alshik. If you can get someone like a Turki Al-Alshik on board, then why not? Khan stated, underscoring the importance of strong financial backing. Though open to the idea of facing Pacquiao in the ring, Khan questioned the fairness of allowing the boxing legend to compete for world titles again. He expressed concern that such opportunities might come at the expense of younger, active fighters striving to make their mark. If Manny wants to come and fight for a world title, why not? But it's a bit unfair, isn't it, he said. There are so many young fighters coming up. Really, I think you should give the next generation a chance, man. Khan's comments reflect a mix of respect, pragmatism, and concern for boxing's future.
Manny got in touch with me as well. Manny was like, shall we do a fight? He's quite serious about it. He was like, shall we make a fight happen? I go, listen, if you can get a funder, if you can get someone like a Turki Al-Sheikh on board, then why not?
There's no, I mean, that must be able to be made. That I mean, surely
you do that for the right money, right?
Massive. Look, we've had our best days, and I think a fight like that would definitely sell. I mean, Manny having a massive Philippine fan base, and all around the world really, and then obviously myself, I've got a decent fan base as well, so I think it will definitely sell, and people would like to see, when people make comebacks, I mean, people always like to see them, see how the fight's going to be, and me and Manny are probably in the same position. We'd be both being retired for like 3-4 years. I think it will make a good fight.
And you're only 38 as well, man. So we've seen boxers older than that getting back into the ring. I mean, you're still at a good age where you certainly could box again.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, look at George Foreman, the late George Foreman. He was a great champion, and he came back. I think he must have been in his late 40s when he come back and won a world title as well. So look, in boxing, it's always that one punch. And at the same time, though, guys, is that I look back and think, do I need to get back in the ring again? You know, we've always been prize fighters. I've always taken punches to the head. It could just be that one punch that hurts you, and God forbid you get hurt and you can't spend good quality time with your family.
Amir Khan recently reflected on his missed opportunity to face Manny Pacquiao in what could have been a blockbuster showdown between two major boxing stars. Khan revealed that the fight ultimately fell through due to a mix of contractual issues and financial uncertainties. He pointed to complications involving middlemen and unreliable promises from investors, particularly regarding a proposed bout in the United Arab Emirates. According to Khan, the match was derailed when promoter Bob Arum indicated that UAE-based investors couldn't secure the necessary funds in time, leading to the deal's collapse. Despite the disappointment, Khan remains open to the idea of returning to the ring, but only for a major fight. He emphasized that a comeback would only happen against elite opponents like Pacquiao or Floyd Mayweather. Candidly, Khan admitted that his motivation for boxing has waned and that he's 90% done with the sport. Financially secure and no longer driven by regular competition, Khan stated, "I don't have the love for boxing anymore. To motivate myself, it would only have to be Manny or Floyd Mayweather." Meanwhile, promoter Eddie Hearn shared his perspective on Pacquiao's surprising return at age 46, ahead of his scheduled bout against Mario Barrios for the WBC welterweight title. While Hearn acknowledged Pacquiao's legendary status and global fan appeal, he raised concerns about the legitimacy of such a high-stakes comeback. He questioned whether it was appropriate for Pacquiao to compete for a world title after such a long hiatus, pointing out that younger, active fighters may be unfairly sidelined should he be fighting for a world title. Hearn asked, emphasizing the importance of maintaining the integrity of title opportunities. He stressed that world title shots should be earned through consistent activity and recent performance, not legacy alone. Despite his reservations, Hearn admitted that Pacquiao's return is likely to generate immense interest and commercial success, thanks to his storied career and enduring popularity. However, he warned that age and time away from the ring could affect Pacquiao's performance, suggesting the comeback should be handled with caution. Hearn's remarks echo a broader debate in boxing, honoring legends while ensuring fairness and opportunity for the sport's rising star.
Very contentious subject, like, you know, people moaning about Manny Pacquiao. I think Manny Pacquiao is still good enough to beat most fighters in the top 20 at 147 pounds. He's clearly not the fighter that he once was. You're not going to be at that age. My problem is that he's been inactive for quite a long time. Like, we were talking about fighting him with Conor Benn maybe 6 months ago or a year, and every month or 3 months or 6 months that passes, you do become a lot older. So, you know, I guess there's two questions. One is, should he be fighting again? And at the end of the day, if he's good enough to beat everybody outside of the top 20 in the world, then why not? But should he be fighting for the world title? I guess that's another question. In the commercial world of boxing, the answer is yeah, probably. In the ratings world and activity world, the answer is probably not.
Do you think it's strange that he's coming off the couch and getting a title fight like that?
I think when you've achieved what he's achieved, you've always got the right to do things a little bit differently to others. And with all due respect, Barrios is not Boots, and Barrios is not Crawford. You know, and that's why, you know, we pushed the Conor Benn fight. Conor Benn, like, his best win is against Algieri or Van Heerden. So actually Pacquiao is a step up. You know, people were still complaining at me for mentioning that fight, like Conor Benn is Boots, you know, but he still hasn't had those wins yet. So, you know, I like to see great fighters just slowly fade out of the sport, but also at the same time, if they feel good, if they feel they can be competitive, and there's a lot of money to be made.
Mike Tyson sparked debate in the boxing world when he boldly stated that Naoya Inoue surpasses Manny Pacquiao in terms of prowess. On his podcast, Hot Boxing, Tyson described Inoue as vicious, praising his dominant and disciplined presence in the ring. Known as the Monster, Inoue has built a flawless resume, capturing world titles in 4 different weight classes and becoming the undisputed champion at both bantamweight and super bantamweight. His impressive 90% knockout rate, combined with his technical precision, has solidified his status as one of boxing's most feared and efficient finishers. While Manny Pacquiao's legacy includes historic achievements, such as winning titles in an unprecedented 8 weight divisions, Tyson's remarks place emphasis on Inoue's unblemished record and more methodical fighting style. This comparison adds a new layer to the long-standing debate over who deserves to be ranked among the greatest pound-for-pound fighters in boxing history. Meanwhile, Terence Crawford has offered a more critical view of Pacquiao's standing. He has publicly questioned the legitimacy of Pacquiao's championship titles and his placement on all-time pound-for-pound lists. Specifically, Crawford dismissed Pacquiao's WBA regular welterweight title as secondary, insisting that only the WBA super title represents a true world champion. "He's not a champion in my eyes," Crawford stated. "He doesn't have the super belt. That's the champion in my eyes." This underscores Crawford's focus on title legitimacy and his ambition to unify divisions by defeating primary belt holders. Crawford has also raised doubts about the credibility of some of Pacquiao's career accomplishments. On the pound-for-pound podcast, he cited Pacquiao's initial resistance to Olympic-style drug testing during negotiations with Floyd Mayweather Jr., and suggested a drop in knockout power after Pacquiao eventually complied. "That's me, personally," Crawford said. "When Floyd made it a point for him to do the blood test, he didn't want to, but then when he did, he hasn't gotten a knockout since." These differing opinions from 2 of boxing's most prominent figures further fuel the ongoing discussion surrounding Pacquiao's legacy and Inoue's rising dominance.
He's a generational talented fighter, but I don't feel like, you know, he did it on his own.
I don't think Pacquiao took steroids. Really, the Mayweathers questioned it and drilled him on it, and that made people pick a side. I can't say that means Pacquiao was on something. And the reason why is because Pacquiao may have been the most tested fighter of all time. He never failed a test. Floyd did. So you're talking about a situation where now you're just saying he's so good that he must be on something. But number two, Crawford said Pacquiao was knocking everybody out until he took the test. That was a damn lie. Pacquiao power went down after he went up. Pacquiao didn't knock out anybody at welterweight. That had nothing to do with the test. He went up and he ain't knocked anyone out at welterweight. He knocked out Ricky Hatton. That was at 140. Floyd knocked out Ricky Hatton. So that doesn't say that Pacquiao had steroid power. He wasn't knocking out anybody. Yeah, he was.